He four temperaments of personality is a proto-psychological theory which shows that there are four basic personality types: sanguine, enthusiastic, active, and social; choleric, short-tempered, fast, and irritable; melancholic, analytical, wise, and quiet; phlegmatic, relaxed, and peaceful. In today's video, we are going to explain Sanguine temperament in details. The sparky sanguine is a warm, buoyant, lively, and enjoying person. He is receptive by nature, and external impressions easily find their way to his heart, where they readily cause an outburst of response. Feelings rather than reflective thoughts predominate to form his decisions. Sparly is so outgoing that I call him a super extrovert. Mr. Sanguine has an unusual capacity for enjoying himself and unsolely passes on his fun-loving personality. The moment he centers a room, he tends to lift the spirits of everyone present by his exuberant conversation. He is a fascinating storyteller, and his warm, emotional nature almost makes him relive the experience as he tells it. Mr. Sanguine never lacks for friends. As one writer noted, his native, spontaneous, genial nature opens doors and hearts to him. He can genuinely feel the joys and sorrows of the person he meets, and has the capacity to make him feel important, as though he were a very special friend, and he is, as long as Sparkly is looking at him. He then moves to the next person he meets and fixes equal regard on him. The sanguine has what I call hanging eyes. That is, his eyes hang or fix on an individual until he loses interest or someone else comes along to attract his attention. A sanguine is never at a loss for words, though he often speaks without thinking. Sanguine's strengths: warm emotionally, friendly, fun-loving, outgoing extrovertish, enthusiastic, talkative, compassionate, responsive, stimulating, and ambitious, while the weakness: lacking in discipline, weak-willed, egotistical, emotionally excitable, unstable, prone to exaggerate, hot-tempered, disorganized, manipulative, and restless. Lack of will and discipline are mentioned here first as we consider Mr. Sanguine's weaknesses, because I am convinced that if he will conquer this tendency by the power of God, he will release an unlimited potential for good. This weakness of will and lack of discipline makes it easier for them to be deceitful, dishonest, and undependable. In addition, they tend to overeat and gain weight, finding it most difficult to remain on a diet. Consequently, a 30-year-old sanguine will often be 30 pounds overweight and gaining rapidly. All temperaments have both strengths and weaknesses, pluses and minuses. Their talents and creativity come from their strengths. Weaknesses, of course, limit their natural potential. The success or failure of any temperament depends on the way in which the person overcomes his weaknesses. In a marriage relationship, opposing weaknesses often collide, producing conflict. However, among the very selfish, a partner's strengths can also be a source of discontent. Like all temperaments, sanguines have serious weaknesses, which, if left untended, will either destroy them or limit their incredible potential. Their greatest weakness, in my opinion, is reflected by a weak will and lack of discipline. Since they are highly emotional, exude considerable nature charm, and are prone to be what one psychologist called touchers, usually touching people as they talk to them, they commonly have a great appeal for the opposite sex. Consequently, they usually face more sexual temptation than others. Unfortunately, a weak will makes it easy for them to succumb to such temptations unless they are fortified by strong moral principles and possess a vital spiritual power. This high assertive/high responsive person is born with good interpersonal skills. If he can overcome his weaknesses and learn to be dependable and consistent, there is no limit to his potential. Please like this video and turn on the notification bell for more. Stay tuned for the next temperament, choleric.